Hello my planner friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I'm going to be doing my Plan With Me video for the week of July 10th through July 16th. As you may guess, I'm going to be doing a watermelon theme this week. I did a lemonade theme a couple weeks ago and I just completely loved it and I still love it. So I thought I would go ahead and do another kind of fruit theme, and I bought this at the Target Dollar Spot, this little notepad, and I wanted to use it really bad in this spread, but it just wasn't going to work because that pink color was clashing with all the rest of the colors. So I'll show you in a minute. I do show you what I was planning on doing with it. And then I just bought some stickers at the Dollar Tree, and I've got some journal cards there that I wanted to use, as well as some cut aparts that all kind of came from the same pack. And then I will be using pretty much all of those. And then I do have that watermelon paper that I decided to use, and just a couple other scrap pieces of paper that I might use. And then I also use that strip right there as well, and that watermelon paper. I also pulled out several of my Post-its. I have a bunch of Post-its and I just never use them because I always don't pull them out. So I decided that this was going to be intentional and I was going to pull some out and try to use some of them. So I went ahead and pulled them, and I am going to jump right in and see what happens. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I was planning on doing with them, but ultimately it didn't work out because the color just wasn't right. But so I was going to put one on the side panel there, and then I was going to put one in the corner there. And then I wanted to just see if I was going to be able to work with the color scheme, because I really wanted to use those little watermelons to cover up the dates at the top. And so I'm letting it sit there. I don't really like it, but as I was doing this, I'm like, I'm just going to let it sit there, and then I'm going to see if it's going to work. All right, so I recently got this new Glue Dots product, and what is it? It's a Glue Dot sheet, and I wanted to see about using it in my planner. So what I did here is I took the Glue Dot sheet. It's double adhesive, so on both sides it's adhesive. So I went ahead and peeled off the front piece, and then I went ahead and stuck this Post-it note. It's really actually a piece from a notepad. And I went ahead and placed it on there, and then just cut it to size. And okay, so here I am deciding that that paper is not going to work. I'm just going to go with this kind of color scheme and work with it. It did bring in some of the pinks that I needed to bring in based on some of the other stuff that I had. But so I just decided to go ahead and just use that watermelon paper. As you can see, I cut up some green paper for the middle panel. I ultimately don't end up using that one. I do change it with a different color, so I'll show you that in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you that I was kind of started to design the page. Did use those page flags right there. That's one of the journal cards that I had, so I'm just going to cut out the watermelon because the green of that card didn't really truly match, so I just wanted the watermelon piece. And just kind of laying it out and seeing what the design's going to look like. And then I wanted to go ahead and cut this little piece out of this journal card, the little strip there. It matched the strip that I used for the dates at the top. What I decided to do was I wanted to go ahead and cut out a copy of the page flag that I already had, and I'm going to kind of do a layering effect with the page flag just to add a little bit of design to the page and to add more watermelons. Okay, and I have that little cut apart there. I just cut the top off because it wasn't really matching. Okay, here's where I change out the green. So this green is from the back of the watermelon paper. So I just felt like the watermelon that I wanted to put on there, that little cut apart that I put on there, just wasn't quite popping as much as I wanted it to. So I wanted to have a darker color green. And when I place the watermelon back on there, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so then I'm just going to do a couple of those little page flags throughout the page. And then I'm going to put the watermelon paper here on the side. I did decide to go vertically with it just because the scrap piece that I had was vertical. So, but then I'm kind of glad that I did because it gave it a different look than the side panel, the weekend panel. All right, just going to get it trimmed up here. And then, not sure what I'm going to do after that. Just doing a little bit of design, just seeing what the design's going to look like. Okay, and then when I was designing it, I was thinking I was just going to leave all that white space, but you know, it just wasn't working for me. There just wasn't enough watermelon on the page. So I decided to just cut a couple of squares of the watermelon paper and use that throughout. I did decide that I was going to put the watermelon square that's on the Monday, Wednesday page. I was going to do that vertically. And then the other one was going to be, no, I know my horizontal is across. So the one on that page is horizontal and the one on the other page was vertical. So you'll see here in a second, I kind of switched it up. I had that sticker I definitely wanted to use. It says something like happiness is sweet or something like that. And so I definitely wanted to use that on the page. So I just cut that out just to make sure that it was going to fit where I wanted it to. And then I'll put that actually on the page during sticker time. All right, and then I decided that I did want to bring in some of that lighter green. So I cut just a couple of papers out there. This was a little bit of a challenge for me because green is not really a color that I typically go for, but I really wanted to obviously pull in the green because watermelons have the rind is green. So I decided to kind of challenge myself and use a lot of my green stuff that I hardly ever use. All right, so I wanted to make a couple of more of those kind of notebook paper stickers. And so I just grabbed another sheet of that glue dots. And the nice thing about this, it's repositionable. So as you can see, there was kind of struggling to get it on straight. So it was fairly easy to pull off and on, and then it still stuck even though I pulled it off and on a couple of times. And it's interesting because it's kind of a squishy material. I don't know how else to explain it. It kind of almost made it a pop off the page a little bit, which I kind of liked. It kind of gave it a different dimension. So sticking with my gonna use up all the green stuff I never use, I decided to pull out this foil kind of washi tape that I've had in my stash forever and never use it, except at Christmas time. So I went ahead and pulled that out and put it at the bottom. And then I just wanted to make just one more little sticker here with that cut apart there. Again, like I was saying, it kind of made it pop off the page just a little bit, not too much. Just so that's why I wanted to use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my Glue Dot Squares tape roller and use that to adhere all of my little squares onto the page. And I wanted to go ahead and put my little pairing there, my little page flag pair together. So I just trimmed that up to make it fit on that area. Let's see. So I'm just going to get everything in here down. Let's see. I'm not sure what else to say besides I'm getting everything in here down. I do actually run out of that tape, that glue dots, and then right in the middle. But I did have another box there, so I went ahead and grabbed that other product. And this one was, it's the same thing. It's the Glue Dot Squares, but it's repositionable. So I was able to glue down the rest of the pages with those glue dots. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out just those kind of stickers that I made earlier and put them on the paper. I put that there on a Wednesday because I don't typically have things planned on Wednesday nights, so it's kind of my night to get stuff done around the house. So that'll make a good little to-do list there. So at this point, I'm just figuring out that I put the watermelon square in the wrong box. Um, Thankfully, I used the repositionable glue dots because I would have been really mad. But I didn't want to have the two watermelon pages on the same row. I wanted one to be at the top corner and then one to be at the bottom corner. So I was glad that I was able to get that fixed. That would have not been good. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and just put that other little to-do list there on that side, and I'm going to make that a shopping list. And that, once I get that sticker on, I'm going to go ahead and put the sticker at the top, and then it's going to be sticker time. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just write some stuff down in my planner that I've already have for the week. Not a whole lot going on, but I did have a couple of things that I wanted to make sure that I jotted down. I'm going to, at the end of July, a foster camp that we are putting on at our church. So I've got some activities around that this week and wanted to really be intentional about praying for that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I put that in my planner as well. And had just a couple of different things that I wanted to make sure that I was taking note of. Got to do some emails and phone calls to the counselors, so I just jotted those down as well. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on my journal card. So for those of you that are new to my channel and haven't heard me say, I do a weekly journaling card every week. So what I basically do in that card is I just kind of summarize my week and just kind of highlight some things that have happened to me during the week. So this week's journal card's a little different because I'm actually going to make a two-part journal card because I just couldn't decide between the two and I just decided to use both of them. So I made just a quick one with a journaling card and then and I used the Mambi tabs that you can put on there to make it actually adhere to the planner. And then I wanted to also use this one that said the slice of summer. And then in that same journaling pack or paper pack, it had this one with the lines on it. So I went ahead, what I'm doing here is I'm just going to kind of make like a pocket. It's really not going to be a pocket, it's going to be more like a tuck spot. So I took the little scrap piece of watermelon paper that I had. I think I used that entire sheet of watermelon paper. And I'm just going to kind of figure out exactly where I want it to be. And then you can see I'm just tracing around and I'm going to erase that one little spot. And then I'm just going to cut so that it matches, it lines up with the journaling card. Now every time I use this little purple cutter, I always get questions on where I got that little purple cutter. So I will just let you know that I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it's one of the Paper Studio brand cutters. All right, so I'm just trying to line it up just to make sure that both of the journal cards are going to fit comfortably. And then I just went ahead and punched it with my Happy Planner punch. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. You can see that when you flip it over, it's got the watermelon on the part where it's going to go into the holes. So I was kind of intentional on where I punched the holes at. All right, so then I'm just going to use my glue dots there to adhere that on, and I just used one little line, like I said, because I wanted to make it more like a tuck spot. So it just kind of tucks in there, and then of course I'll have my paper clip to help it keep it in there so it doesn't fall out. All right, so I took that pack. I got that pack from the Dollar Tree, and I really honestly got it for this one sticker. I'm sure I'll use the other stickers, but when I saw it, I was like, I have to have this watermelon sticker for my watermelon spread. So I decided to use it as my paper clip, and I'm going to go ahead and take it. So I'm just kind of doing a little test run here to see if I liked it. And I realized that when I stuck the paper clip on to the puffy sticker part, it was going to be a little bit too thick. The dimension was going to be a little bit too much. So what I decided to do was I'm just going to cut around the tape there, the little foam tape, and I'm going to peel that part off, and then I'm going to stick the the paper clip in that little hole that I'm making, and then I'm going to actually take my last glue dot pop dot. They're called pop dots, so they're like a little bit thicker, and they're kind of like a puffy sticker, and I put that on there. And so I put the paper clip in the middle of the hole, and then I stuck that pop dot on top, and then I'm just going to cover up the pop dot with this little, I'm just going to cut out one of the little watermelons from the paper and just stick that on the back to kind of just keep everything together, and just checking it to see if it's going to come undone. And it's pretty a strong adhesive, that little dot, so it works really good for paper clips. All right, guys, well, that is it. That is my spread, and I like how it turned out. Again, I'm not a huge fan of green. It's just not my color, but I think that all the pinks and not watermelons make it look super cute, so I'm really like how it turned out. And there is my journal card number 1 and my journal card number 2. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.